let's keep going with that.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what awaits Trans Lifeline as well as the victors of Square One, because I think that the community support for Square One has been remarkable thus far.
All right, and looks like we have here Shard versus Loal.
So again, it's like
these two getting
feels,
sweeped.
Yeah,
these two getting sweeped at the very beginning, but you know I do believe they have a chance to prove themselves here.
I think
against
honestly,
each other.
This set I feel is going to be like 7-5 either way, but I think it's going to be a much closer set than we've seen. But I think despite the tier difference, I think that these two are very close in TEC caliber. Again, just a lot of their performances in like decision making are generally very similar, and I think some of that again is a bit of that Tetrio influence. But being able to capitalize on insanely fast zone clears is not something a lot of people really like prepare for or are really, doing on the regular. And I think that's what makes Shard and Loal's play really unique, is their ability to play with that niche area of expertise and really just, drive it to its fullest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right, I think
we shall see how. Yeah.
Yep. Looks like we're ready to start here.
All right. And this is not a mirror match for Shard this time.
Yeah. Here we'll be able to see. We'll be able to see who can emerge victorious from this. Finally, put a win on their belt.
All right. Early I and T to start. Looks like Loal going for TKI as Shard prepares to.
A tried and true method of TKI there.
Well,
into LST it seems. Okay, Loal's gonna just go straight into LST stacking here. I mean, flat top TKI, you might as well.
Again, if it works, don't fix it, Might as well.
Yeah.
And Shard is already at max zone, but given their board state is really low right now, I think they might want to almost accept a little bit of that clean garbage before going into things.
Yep, and that's what they do. That's what Shard does here. Getting up to 17. Z-spin tuck to fix up the stack a little bit. Oh, try to get that T-spin double in the zone, I think. Just didn't quite have the IRS.
Yeah. Oh, and 56 Perfectress from Loal. That's gonna be huge.
That's a huge fight, but it's definitely manageable. With how clean the garbage is. It is still phase 2.
Yeah, had to do a bit of careful skimming on Shard's board, but does so expertly and manages to get away scot-free and already back to a max zone, and doesn't really have too much difficult in terms of garbage wells, especially with their ability to work all the way down to it. And combos right there, that's going to prevent getting any more cheesy garbage, which is definitely something helpful for these very high zone clears. And there's the phase 3 bell. Loal still has yet to zone.
The bell has rung, the cheese has been brought out, and now it's time for the hard stuff.
Right, but Loal is actually building really fast in the zone. I think Shard
really fast, really high.
I think Shard has been trying to see if they can adapt to potentially a not as fast but more lethal zoning technique. And it's interesting because I don't want to say it hasn't worked out, but it's also been pretty even between Loal, who's obviously been using the kind of almost identical strategy as Shard this time around. It's like it hasn't really done too much in terms of swaying momentum.
Ooh, that OS misdrop from... Ooh.
Alright, seems to recover,
Alright,
but
and
Shard
then Loal found that down stack using the SZs.
Oh my goodness.
Really nicely to clean up the stack. Oh my goodness, this combo coming back from Shard. They're just going back and forth with these down stacks. Let's see what Shard can do in this zone. 11-12, gets a solid 24 attack there. Let's see what Loal can do.
Yeah,
Looks
but again,
I see a T-spin double coming up.
Shard having the zone first really put a damper on what they were able to get out of that zone. Meanwhile, Loal getting 36 from the Decahexatris.
Yeah, that's going to be quite a bit. That's a lot of garbage in phase 3 to get. Let's see how much Shard can cancel out. Cancels out all of it perfectly.
All right, again, still not sitting in the most comfortable spot because
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
That was a bit of upstacking and not the greatest piece placements that kind of topped him out. But Loal's gonna take the first game of this set.
All right, Loal finally getting their first win in Square One on the board. Love to see it. We do not love to see the Imish drop. Okay. And Shard looking at there's a little bit of spaghetti towards the top of the board. Manages to clean it up though just fine. Not getting too much pressure where they're having to compromise just yet, but wouldn't be surprised after this first zone if that is going to change. All right, it looks like Loal going to be the first to zone. We're gonna have to see. All right, Shard not building up too much.
Loal setting up that T-spin triple. I see it coming. It came in 15 lines. Let's see what else can happen here. 17, 52 attacks.
52 from the deck of Hexatris.
Solid stuff here. Ooh, Shard with a bit of a bad. It's a bit of a sketchy board state. Manages to get a down stack going. Okay, cleans it up
with the skims. Managing to
good skims, cleans it up, recovers nicely from that. Nice work from Shard.
Again, it doesn't look like it was that bad given Shard's current board state, but one wrong move there would have certainly spelled the end for them.
Yeah.
And both players are now again back at full zone meter. And there we go, Shard a little bit higher up on the board before going into the zone, which personally, given their previous experience, I really like to see that difference.
Ooh, not the best board state. Managed to get 18 lines still, 48 attack. That's still pretty good.
Oh, 54
from Loal. That comes to a pretty even playing field now. We are in phase 3. The cheese is coming.
But given the board states again, Shard ended the zone first, so Shard is going to have advantage going into phase 3, which is one of the
and look at this pressure
things you can have.
Look at this pressure he's applying. Clean stack, Tetris after Tetris. That's a lot for Loal to deal with. Loal's gonna have to find a down stack basically now, or else, probably just lose the round here.
I mean, Loal is doing.
Has to keep this pressure.
Triple setup there.
Yeah, some extreme greed, but it's paying off because
it definitely is. And okay, Shard's going into a zone, but now Loal is
going into a zone
meter, and
Loal is
down stack.
Yeah, Loal also has the zone. 12 lines, 26 attacks. Ooh, okay, bit of a lag there, that's okay.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this... No, not quite the ulti, but...
Yeah, no, not a lot of... Momentum shifting in Loal's favor.
Well, okay, Shard has some decent garbage, though, able to play with it. Getting a T-spin double, has a Tetris ready.
Yeah, L-spin tuck to clean up the stack a little bit.
Okay, and doing
down
some good schemes
continues.
And lines.
All right, 21 attacks, sending quite a bit to Loal. Loal's just keeping that pressure going. But, Shard has a huge Tetris well here. Has to take advantage of it now, basically. Nice back-to-back Tetrises there from Shard. Loal starting a zone here, getting a good down stack. Pretty clean up into 17. 19 lines, 36 attacks. Shard had a bit of a 4-wide, but didn't quite get it off as well as it was supposed to be.
Alright, and...
But the down stack continues.
Okay, and as we approach the 4-minute mark...
Yeah, looking 4 minutes here. Back and forth between these two. You'll see that their boards are just going up and down like a seesaw.
From Shard. Look at the... Actually, was that a
Look at that. 26 attacks, though. That's pretty solid.
Loal tanks.
Good. Yeah, Loal's managing to tank that. Starting to apply some even more pressure to Shard here. Loal nearing the full zone charge. Probably just a few more lines. Gets it right there. Starts its own.
Starts it in the middle of a combo, which will add a little bit of extra damage to it. However, given that they're still spending time in zone, this is time for Shard to clean up, set up a Tetris.
17 lines, 18. Gets it. 37 attack. That's a huge damage queue incoming. Shard has to zone now or else face the consequences. Gets that down stack going. It gets up to 9. Doesn't quite get 10. 19 attack. There's still a huge queue coming in.
The combo potential is...
Oh, yeah, non-stop. Loal's gonna keep it going. Shard does another zone, tries to keep himself up. Is he gonna be enough?
I don't
Doesn't quite have the stack. Oh my goodness. A 4-minute, 41-second match there.
Loal
And that was
up
game
100
2.
APM, and yeah, again, there wasn't really a very good AP or drops per minute difference between the two of them. They're almost identical in speed.
They had good speed. I think Loal just had the efficiency edge towards the end there. But yeah,
almost
I mean,
the 5-line PC double wasn't in the cards, unfortunately, but definitely is pushing Shard up. However, with Shard's game plan, I think up stacking is usually something they're comfortable with. So I don't know how much the perfect clear is really going to work for them unless it forces Shard to pop a zone. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. So here we go. 15.
all right, 16 from both. 17 from Shard. Let's see what Loal can get. 18, 19. IRS to get the ulti 55 attack, sending some garbage over to Shard. Not too much, though. It's going to be acceptable. Kicking it right into phase 2.
It's the all clear, but Shard is just able to send out clean garbage.
Oh, and there's the all clear from Loal. Oh,
there's still DPC. Oh, they're gonna zone and just go for it.
Oh no, the PC loop and zone. Oh no!
Not quite. I don't think the game
quite, but they're still. Oh no, there's just PC after PC here.
And Shard getting a
I think they missed.
High up 43.
Oh, 43 with the counterattack. Does Loal have the room?
It's phase 2, so the garbage is still clean. Look at that, and 2 free Tetrises.
2 free Tetrises, a T-spin double,
and an all clear.
Oh my god! 56 attack. Oh my god!
And now Shard is on the ropes.
Now Shard's on the ropes.
This
is not looking too good for him. Oh my goodness! What is that bounce back?
All right, and the phase 3 garbage Shard unfortunately didn't have enough points to push it.
More efficient and fast. Oh my goodness, Lord!
And so, there we go. Loal from a very poor disadvantaged state.
Yeah, that was instantly. That was the best counter I've seen so far. Oh my goodness!
Just immediate return to sender. It did not even make it out of the mailroom. It was just
really just said call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah, that's a good way to phrase it. Oh my goodness!
And there's a fractal there. Oh my goodness!
Pretty quick zone.
Yeah, really quick zone there. 41 attack and 18 lines.
And Loal able to skim through a lot of this.
Ooh, that's pretty messy garbage. Like
a little before they might have wanted to.
That garbage is pretty nutty.
Oh my goodness! And okay, not quite gonna get the ulti. Shard unfortunately having the zone there, but they do have access to the garbage.
They are in a good position. They're in a good position here. Like they can take the hit, and if they didn't clear out the garbage, I think they'd still be in a good situation to accept the garbage.
Okay, Loal's tank.
Loal's tanking right here. Accepting that
40k points, so I don't think phase 3 is gonna come for not terribly soon. So I think even though this zone is going to happen, I'm not entirely sure if this is gonna push it into a bad situation for Shard. Again, Shard is leading in points.
Yeah, Shard's gonna take a lot of damage. Some of that garbage complementing the well, though, so that's definitely going to work in his favor. Entering the zone here, right off the bat, 6 lines.
If they're able to end this zone really quickly with a lot of T-spins and Tetrises, it might... Okay, Loal does have half a zone charge.
Gets the ulti 52 attack, kicking it into phase 3. Loal doesn't have the best of a board state to deal with that.
That has a decent number of zone duration to work with. Doesn't get the T-spin in the zone.
Still able to get it, but you know that zone bonus would have definitely helped. Lots of stuff incoming here.
The control over phase 3 is so crucial if you're able to force your opponent to
deal with the top garbage. Oh, the mishold. That's gonna top out Loal. Shard is going to prevent the 5-sweep streak here.
Look at 130 drops per minute from Shard. I think that's the most we've been seeing them schmoove all night. But what a time to do it. And again, it was like, I feel like those were almost identical to game 3. The only difference was Shard had more control over when to send it into phase 3, and that made all the difference. And a couple of interesting placements on the top. Shard's got to be a little careful. Doesn't want to get spiked too hard because, again, given their game plan, they know how important it is to be very careful about their zone meter management.
Oh, Loal setting doesn't quite have the Kaiden set up, unfortunately.
It's close.
Interesting Z placement, uses the J to complement that tuck.
It's a very high 9-0 stack. Kind of needs to get down a little bit just to make sure that they're able to get some T-spins in there as well. And there we go, we see it.
Off with a T-spin double. Nice count to 4 on top of that stack. Gets a good donation in there.
Little premature top up from Shard, but that's still 41, so going to be a lot. Fixing
the S misdrop's gonna cut the zone a bit short. 47 attack. That's a lot of garbage on Shard's board, but you know, that garbage is perfect. Just a perfect well down the middle.
Again, as long as they're getting sent in large chunks, the garbage is going to be in the same column. Unless you're sending combos, it's not really going to stagger just yet until you get to phase 3. So, any of these larger attacks is honestly going to be beneficial to both players. Bit of an odd drop for the T, but I think Shard might still be able to make
Shard finding a good down stack here, making this work. Loal starting that off with some
huge bonus.
Some nice spin tucks. Going up to 13 lines already.
Oh,
misdrops that T-spin.
We need to count about 20. 40 is going to be a lot. Oh,
yeah,
and
phase 3 garbage. Phase 3. Yeah, kicks it into phase 3 garbage.
Oh, color clear?
Shard with a color. Yeah, Shard with a color clear. Still has a chance, finding a decent down stack going on here.
Oh, I think Shard wanted a T-spin to
Shard
get
is keeping that pressure up, though. Loal does not have a lot of time to be doing a lot of down stacking.
Oh, gets another quarter zone?
Ooh, gets another quarter zone. Does another set of clears. Has to find a much more substantial down stack, I think. No, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Again, you can see it was a little bit lower on the APM for Shard's side, but a lot of that just comes from the sacrifices you have to make in phase 3. So Loal currently up 4-1. And I don't think Shard has taken garbage yet, so I don't know where the garbage well is. Unfortunately, it looks like it's swapped locations already. Very bad RNG. As Loal has now stabilized, it looks like, on the column 9. Shard again with a well all the way over to the side, which again makes it really hard to get T-spins every now and then. However, make that 3 Tetrises and a little bit of skimming. Going to be quite nice for them. Just going to top out at 18 lines, try and get into a position where they're able to get some more zone charge that they desperately need.
63 attack in 19. That's huge. That's a lot. Look at... Oh, Shard's board is already at the top there.
Oh, no!
I misdrop it! That's going to be very scary. Can we cover? No, not quite. Wasn't impossible, but that's just...
And now we see Loal starting to schmoove a little bit, making sure to capitalize on that. Currently 5-1, Loal starting to run away with it. Shard is definitely going to be needing some wins desperately to try and get this momentum back in their favor, but Loal has been pretty consistent for this set. Again, only having to drop 1, but notice the one that was dropped was Shard's plan working out, almost perfectly.
Right, Loal with that T-spin double.
And okay, really high zone from Shard. Good on the
very Tetris dependent. But finishes off short 41. That's a huge attack.
Very fast zone, but yeah, it's gonna throw bread and butter.
Kind of blindsides Loal here. Nice T-spin single there. Opts to make it the clean.
There you go, but Shard again with a beautiful tank. And again, doesn't have much of advantage in terms of the zone meter, but definitely has it in terms of board state. And actually going to combo through, but again, because these attacks are all different, they're going to send the garbage and scatter it around, almost giving Loal a little bit of a precursor to phase 3. All right, and there we go. Shard debating whether or not to pull the trigger on zone, does so. Getting it 18 lines, there's 19, and just going to end it.
That's a huge stream of garbage coming from Shard. Can Loal tank it? Oh, it doesn't quite get that. Doesn't quite get that spin shot. Has to accept a lot of garbage. Shard keeping on that pressure.
Who has the points?
3, yeah. Shard has a clean stack here. Gonna keep up that pressure.
And so a lot of the garbage that Loal had to eat, unfortunately for Shard, was just completely clean.
Yeah.
And is that a T-spin trip? Okay, maybe not. I'm trying to understand Loal's design choices. Yeah, okay, never mind. T-spin triple cannon. Not going to zone with it, but...
Yeah. Ooh, that might have been a bad... That might have been a not... That probably wasn't the greatest... What is this?
The eyepiece was not the whole T-piece is stuck.
Yeah, that was... I think that's just an unfortunate play. Yeah, that's an unfortunate play from Loal. Oh, the quarter zone. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not. Yeah, Shard's going to take another team.
141 drops per minute coming out of Shard.
Look at Shard's speed there. That is impressive stuff.
Shard is playing it to their advantage state, and it's able to get them a second win. Are they able to make a... You know, I don't want to say impossible comeback because they're definitely possible. It's just the sweeps are kind of the outliers, making it show like it's not. I promise you that this is still anyone's.
Yeah. All right. There's pretty clean stack going on. Loal kind of just blocked off that garbage board.
I know Shard's at a full zone meter, but I don't... Okay, I was going to say, I don't like them being this low on the board because they're not going to be able to pop zone. And as I say that, they immediately tank attacks from Loal.
Okay, and then there's an STSD setup. Is the second T-piece going to show up in time for this zone end? It does. Phase 2 is showing up. 55 attack. Solid stuff there from Loal.
Alright, but again, still phase 2 garbage. Everything's cleaning up rather nicely for both Loal and Shard. Working their way to get a bit of a better zone meter. And nice Tetris there from Shard as well. They're down to
Shard
0 with a max zone.
Very close to the bottom of the board here. Playing really cleanly. Both players are. But,
I think Shard wants to... Well, maybe he doesn't want to zone after that eye? Alright, and it looks like Loal actually going to be the first to zone. Shard has yet to do so. Maybe this could be that Loal has an advantage in points and they want to keep the phase 2 over phase 3. Early top out, but yeah, and then Shard actually sends it to phase 3 with their points. Alright, both players relatively low on their garbage count. Shard does have a little bit more, but also has more in the stack to work with. Loal and Shard both setting up for Tetris. A bit of an odd misdrop on Shard's board could create some problems later down the line.
Yeah. We'll have to see how... Oh, I mean, Shard's not one to stray away from really good down stacking.
Oh, no, and that's 3 misdrops, I think, now total in phase 3 for Shard. And yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't send any garbage over to Loal, so they're in a very awful disadvantaged state. Loal is now just going to let the zone rip, but if Shard is able to downstack and get some aggression off while they're at it, and it looks like they're able to, look at this from Shard. It's a lot of garbage to manage. Obviously, it's I don't know if they have the zone for it, but it's so close. Oh no, and the misdrops are going to do it.
Yeah, misdrop after miss. That's unfortunate.
All right,
it's going to be match point for Loal.
Yeah, I think unfortunately just a couple of misdrops there, forcing Shard to play in situations that were not terribly favorable with the zone. But again, if they're able to make that game plan work of the short but sweet zone attacks and really put a damper on Loal's ability to get off these high zone clears, I think Shard could find themselves in a bit more favorable of a position.
Yeah. Shard is off to the... Yeah, and Shard's pretty high up on the board here. That's pretty scary, but...
It's where
here's the zone. But yeah, no, the zone comes in, so it's definitely... We could definitely see something big here. Maybe a huge reversal.
There we go, 18, the IRS coming in from
47 attack. Loal about to reach that ulti. How much is it gonna be? 64, that's a huge spike. Luckily, Shard had the right pieces to be able to tank it.
Yeah, very, very good. But Loal is ahead by almost 20,000 points. They hold the key to phase 3 unless Shard starts playing incredibly efficient with specifically T.
Ooh. All right.
Let's do it. Oh, jeez.
All right. Shard in the zone here, 4 lines, T-spin double right there to follow it. Doing a lot of upstacking in there. Has the time to do it though. 18 lines, 52 attacks, solid stuff from Shard. Loal now just has to match that, or probably do better, seeing as, you know, they can still attack outside the zone. 18, 19, 52 attack, has to accept some garbage, but you know, that's kind of to be expected.
Yeah, but Loal's zone is the one that actually sends it into phase 3.
Alright, S-spin double. Phase 3, the cheese tasting phase is here. We'll have to see who can handle it better.
And I feel like both players are still trying to do a couple of skims while they're building efficiently, but they're both doing so, again, at relatively the same rate. There isn't really a speed advantage on either player.
Yeah. Both players starting a zone. We're going to have to see who does the stronger one and who does it faster.
There we go.
10 lines from Loal, 23 attack. Shard has a 15, 34 attack. Definitely going to have the advantage. Going to keep that pressure going onto Loal.
Well, but Loal with this downstack combo. Oh no! Oh, that's such a rough eye misdrop. That really is forcing them to cut off everything that they had planned for their efficient building, and it's gonna kind of open the door for Shard to start pushing the rope a little bit more their way.
Yeah. Loal has a lot of garbage incoming. Doesn't really have a prime opportunity. That J misdrop's gonna throw things a little off. Definitely cuts the zone short, but you know, that probably doesn't mean the end.
And 17 comes out from Shard. Doesn't need to be too
Lots of garbage
fast
incoming.
yet,
Loal has to do a lot of stuff here. Sets up the Imperial Cross. Doesn't have the time to pop it off in zone. Doesn't have the time to even do the second T-spin double.
they're starting to skim. They do see the end of the garbage cube, but Shard brings it back up over 20 again.
As soon as it ends, it just comes back.
All right,
Shard
so
taking another game. 6-3, like a sprint stack. Whew.
Very well stated.
Let's see what comes. Let's see if they can come back all the way here.
Yeah, again, Loal still on match point, so a lot of pressure on Shard to keep, you know, taking game after game. But
yeah,
again, if they're able to keep that rhythm that they've had previously, I do think that they can make it very close, if not pull off the upset. Again, lots of Tetris's T-spins happening in the early
nice
phase.
donation from Loal.
And Shard's getting pressured a little bit, still able to retain a lot of that normal stack that they're looking for. As they
Keeping that efficiency in the zone.
Zoning.
Yeah, both players keeping that zone pretty clean and efficient. Shard doing a lot of skimming towards the end. 42 attack. Let's see what Loal can do. 53.
Oh boy.
That's going to send a huge spike. Clean garbage, despite the fact that it is phase 2.
Again, the high risk, high reward of zoning at the same time as your opponent. It can be really good because sometimes you'll catch your opponent off guard without any zone to manage anything. But in cases like that, especially with Shard's board, it can get very tricky when you also might not have the resources to do it if you get put in that same situation. It's very fortunate that Shard did have the resources necessary, but it was very, very risky and not something I would be wanting to play around too much if I'm on a match point situation.
Okay, both players in the zone now. Loal already ahead in terms of pace of Shard. Shard finishing early, 38 attack.
Board, and we're in phase 3 because of Loal's efficiency.
Huge spike there. Shard's got to find a down stack now and find it. And he's got to do it fast.
I think Shard's trying to find a Tetris. Oh no, and a T-piece misdrop. This could be the end. Oh, but a T-spin?
Not quite. Has that Z-spin to save it. Continues to find a down stack. Finds a huge combo there. 7. Gets up to 7 in the down stacking. Counts to 4. Gets another Tetris. Playing really efficiently here. Trying to trying to keep himself in the game. That J misdrop is going to be very scary.
Oh, the T-spin
manages to clear it nicely, gets another Tetris to boot.
And
Shard is still in this game. Finding the down stack, keeping it going.
All right, Loal is zoning. I believe that they've made it down to ground zero. Shard does have the full zone meter, but given the amount of time that Loal's able to spend in zone, Shard could do some cleanup work and get them board into...
Yeah. All right. Shard starting zone here.
This is a lot. I don't really know how this is going to pan out, but I don't think
That's a lot of garbage incoming. Can Shard find a down stack in time? No, he cannot. And that is going to end the match. Loal's going to take it 7-3. Our first non-sweep of the group stage.
All right. Again, very well played to both. I think Shard definitely is a player that has a bit more of a niche style to them. But my goodness, what excitement that can bring. It's unfortunate that they go down to Loal, but very, very good stuff from both players. And congrats on Loal for getting their first win for Square One.
Yeah.
Very lovely to see.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we saw both of them. We saw both of them lose to complete sweeps, and you know, like it's not great to see. But you know, I think that match was a really great. I think that was a really good way to show like how skilled they truly are. Like they are here for a reason. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like they have the skill, they have the ability to just demonstrate good stuff here.
Everyone that you're seeing tonight and through the entirety of Square One is here for a very clear reason. Yeah, just unfortunately for Loal and Shard, it's I think it's not the best scenario for them given Araki and Blaarg on the upper tiers for the